Been grabbing headlines around the world. I'm joined once again on set by not Fernand, sorry.
I'm Florence.
By Florence Villemino, I'm so sorry. And lots of focus this morning on a photo, and that's that photo of that 5-year-old Syrian boy in Aleppo.
That's right. 5-year-old Omran Daqneesh has really come to symbolize the plight of Aleppo. That's what the Wall Street Journal says today. If we take a look at their front page, you can see the photo here of that 5-year-old Omran Daqneesh. Now, here at France 24, we've decided to blur the photo out of respect for this 5-year-old boy, but you can really see this photo all over front pages, all over the world. He's also on the front page of The Guardian today. The Guardian interviewed the man that actually shot this footage. This is Mustafa al-Sarut, a Syrian activist, part of a group called Aleppo Media Center, which has been documenting the Syrian conflict. And he talks about, just what happened when he was filming this boy. He says, "I've seen so many children rescued out of the rubble, but this child, with his innocence, had no clue what was going on." You can see that quote there. He felt the blood on his face. He didn't know what had happened.
And Florence, many papers are pointing out this photo is being published almost exactly a year after another picture of another Syrian child that also shocked the world.
And that's right. That was the picture of Aylan al-Kurdi, the young Syrian boy who drowned just off the coast of Turkey while he and his parents were trying to reach Europe. Now, lots of papers are focusing on the fact that yet again, here we are outraged at a picture. The Daily Beast says, people are reacting to this image as they did a year ago. Emotions are running high. And then what's going to happen? What's going to happen next? The Guardian, in its editorial as well, draws a parallel between these two photos. Images like these provoke such a visceral reaction that it feels uncomfortable, almost like it's exploitation of these young boys. And for weeks, people will reach deeper into their pockets to help aid agencies, rather. They'll read the news a little bit more closely, but the situation on the ground in Syria hasn't changed. The Guardian says if you look at things, it's not very optimistic. And there's a very powerful cartoon as well that's been appearing on social media. You can take a look at it here in The Independent, actually. These are the choices for Syrian children today. If you stay, you could end up like Omran Daqneesh. If you leave, you could end up like Aylan al-Kurdi.
It's a very powerful image there. It's quite hard to transit now, but let's move away from Syria to discuss US politics. Papers are continuing to react to Republican candidate Donald Trump and his campaign reshuffle.
That's right. He's kind of reshuffled his campaign team. A lot of US papers are trying to figure out just what this means. We were already talking about it yesterday. Papers are continuing to react today. The Wall Street Journal looks at this in their editorial. What does it mean? Well, it's a sign that Trump will be Trump. Trump is telling the world that he's shaking up his campaign to unleash undiluted, unfiltered Donald from here until November. So get ready for
sounds very scary.
Some more controversy. Meanwhile, life-size statues of Donald Trump in all his naked glory have been erected all over the country, and they're far from flattering. This is one that appeared in Union Square in New York City. We did blur this image, so you can't see the private parts. The Huffington Post got a look at this cartoon. This looks like a cartoon. This statue, and you can see they kind of wish they hadn't seen this statue. The naked Donald Trump statue cannot be unseen, but it has been removed from Union Square.
You're clearly perplexed there by his beauty. Okay, let's move on to some other news coming out of Rio. US swimmers are in hot water.
That's right. Now, Brazilian authorities say that it seems to appear that they were not actually robbed by armed. This Donald Trump has flustered me. You can read about it more in O Globo. Originally, these U.S. swimmers said that they had been robbed at gunpoint after a night of partying in Rio. But O Globo quotes police authorities that say that their facts are shifting a lot, and it appears that they actually weren't robbed. It appears that maybe they actually made up the story to cover up a drunken fight they got into with security guards at a gas station. Now, the investigation is underway, but it must be said insults are flying in the U.S. media. Washington Post calls Ryan Lochte, so the star U.S. swimmer who's involved in this scandal, the dumbest bell that ever rang. He's an obnoxious American bro. You can see they say that he is caught in a riptide of self-absorption. There have been armed robberies of athletes in Rio, and the police certainly doesn't need a fake one that's been invented by stupid Americans. That's what the Washington Post calls them. And check out the front page of the New York Post today. You can see they really are not going easy on the swimmer either. The ugly American liar, Speedo on fire. Now, Ryan Lochte, it must be said, has gone back to America. He's back in the States now, so he's safe from Brazilian authorities for now, but his teammates are still there and being investigated.
Lots of nudity in your press review this morning, Flo. Thanks very much for that.